Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fucking thrilling podcast from Overbite Gaming. I am the majestic Snare. I have these dulcet tones, and I'm joined today by a new guest. It's the ghost of Lee.
What's up?
And I can't believe you just did that because both people watching have now switched off.
Both? You're overselling it, mate.
Well, we're going to watch it.
Well, no, we're going to launch the video, give it an up like, and then turn it off again.
No, we're not. We don't do that.
It's boring. I know what it says.
True. You can't really argue with yourself. So here we are doing a quick podcast because I was ill last week. Couldn't shoot and don't have a video for this week. But we will have this one up when we're shooting our review of Rebel Galaxy Outlaw.
Indeed we will. And when he says sick, he means hungover.
Yes, well, it's still being sick. But yeah, it's I think with doing the review, it's going to be good to get it out of the way. I'm not sure how many people actually care about the game at all now, but it's definitely a game worth looking into as a review.
Yeah, because we both bought it, so that's always a good reason.
And also the fact that it's actually quite a good.
Oh no! Spoilers! Shh.
No, I wasn't going to say anything like about the game itself, but it's a good game to do a review on because it's not our usual AAA fare.
Yeah, not really. I think it was like 25, 30 quid, something like that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that mid-range. And yeah, we'll go through that in the review. I won't carry on talking about it. So, what do you want to talk about today, eh?
Well, first I need to do something.
Christen, well done.
Pint cans, genius.
It's not that genius, is it?
It's just bigger. That makes it genius.
It's not. I'm on the Pepsi Max again, though. But
for fuck's sake, you. Well, you're big. Well, to be fair, you probably wouldn't make it to work tomorrow if you drank during this.
That's true. That's very true.
I did something impulsive last night.
Ooh.
I joined Xbox Game Pass.
That's okay. Is that a new thing?
Not really a new thing, no, but it's on PC as well. So because they have that Play Anywhere jazz, don't they? And it was £1 for the first month, and then it's like $4.99 subsequent months. So I thought, well, Gears of War 5's on there. That's supposed to be pretty good. So if I pay £1, I can play Gears of War 5. So subscribed, installed. Do you want to let me finish? Thank you. And
go ahead.
Started downloading some games, no problems. Gears of War 5, just errors every time I try and download it, though.
Nice.
I got Crackdown 3. Yay.
Isn't that piece of shit that's like 17 years too late?
Yeah, pretty much. It does have Terry Crews in it, though.
Yeah, but, I expect more from Terry Crews. He knows his way around stuff these days. I know he's about 70 himself, but...
Well, he started building PCs with his kid, didn't he?
Yeah. It's quite a good idea, really, to sort of learn about shit like that. It's pretty cool of him.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
He is a cool dude, yeah.
I mean, he's been in some he's in White Chicks, for fuck's sake, and people still like him.
Yeah, I saw him in a film a few months ago, and I was like, fuck, it's a young Terry Crews. But it was kind of one of those bit parts, you're like, oh yeah, you had no idea who it was.
Yeah, he was just like some young tough at the time.
Yeah, I think he was I think he had a big old gold earring. I can't remember what film it was. Oh, it's going to bug me.
Probably seen it.
Yeah, it's definitely a film, but I'll have to go away and have a look, and if I can be bothered to, I'll edit in a title, but I doubt I'll even fucking find it.
You saw Terry Crews in a film? No
way. Yeah, so Xbox Live Pass thing. So it's just the equivalent of PlayStation Plus, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, because you get brand new games come out on there. So it's not games you've already bought, which is what PlayStation Plus is kind of.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. To be honest, I very rarely use my PS4 these days. It's
Yeah, well, I did use it for a while because obviously my PC power supply went bang, not even pop, but bang. So I was PC-less for like half a week, which was
yeah,
annoying.
that's a bitch when that happens.
Yeah,
At
and
least it's your PSU that went pop and not your fucking motherboard.
yeah, well, that's the trouble with the PSU, isn't it? You don't know if it's like fried anything else until you get the new one and put it in, and then nothing works. You're like, oh shit.
Or you're a fucking numpty like me and replace it with the same one, which is just the reason why it went pop in the first place. And realised that you didn't need to buy a new PSU, but you needed to buy a new motherboard. And you fry the second one, so you have to buy a third one. So I've basically got major components to build a whole fucking second PC now.
Yeah, you should do it.
Well, I can't because the motherboard's fucked, but I didn't say it works. But yeah, that's a note for the kids. Just if you're going to get into building PCs, just always learn from your fucking mistakes and think twice before switching things on.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because I couldn't afford like a high quality power supply. I mean, I had like I think it was an ECZ or something, pretty good brand anyway. And so like it went bang quite energetically. It was like quite a loud bang, like dropping something on a glass table type of bang.
Oh shit!
So I was a bit like, ah. But no, everything's fine. As I can tell, well, it all works anyway. So maybe it's running at 80%. I don't know, but yeah, I've had to buy like a cheapo 35 quid one.
Ooh, yeah. Save up and get another one, mate.
It's got more wattage. I mean, to be fair, I need to get a new graphics card as well. So
I maintain that for my extensive experience now of fucking up PCs when I build them, there's two things I think you should spend the most potentially money on, bang for buck sort of situation. That your chip, which is obviously your CPU, it just go as much as you can with that. It'll future-proof anything you've got really, for the time being. And also PSU, just spend as much money as you can afford on your PSU because the quality of peace of mind you get after buying a shit hot one, it's so much better than constantly worrying that it's going to go pop or have you got enough power.
so this actually has more power than my old expensive one.
Yeah, but I suppose even with expensive ones they can still go pop. But
oh yeah, definitely. But I do disagree with you. I would say the place you want to spend your money is not on the chip, but on the graphics card, because more and more games these days, they're not really paying too much attention to your chip. They're going to your graphics card first and then sort of offloading onto the chip if it can't handle it.
that's if it's optimized properly, though. I mean, there's still quite a few. Well, I'd say that game's using quite a few amounts, quite a lot of resource on the CPU.
Mm.
And if it's not up to scratch, you're just going to come into problems. If you can't even launch the fucker, then I mean, let's be honest. You're the one that had problems with launching some games when we've played together, and I haven't. So fuck you.
That was
Bridge Crew, anyone?
It was you playing.
It's you playing. It's not my PC.
Yeah. Besides, I did what you told me. I bought the most expensive fucking CPU I could. It was top of the range at the time.
Yeah, but you obviously didn't have enough power going to it.
You dick.
Well, I will not make fun because if I do, then the PC gods will actually just make this podcast be very short and explode my PC that's sat right next to my face right now.
That's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
No, I mean PC building, I suppose as time goes on, it is getting easier, but the cost of it is still quite high when you're building a top of the range one.
What did piss me off though is the description on the website that I bought the power supply. It told you the wrong connectors.
Bastards.
Yeah, so I ordered like a 4-pin to 6-pin CPU power connector, like the auxiliary power bit on your motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a converter for that. Didn't need it because it came with a 6-pin. I was like, what the fuck? Or was it an 8-pin? I can't remember. And then you had
it's 6 for the auxiliary, I think.
Yeah, and then it actually had 2 PCIe ones. One was 6 and one was 8. Well, 6 and 2, I think, or whatever. And so I had to buy a connector for that, but I didn't mind that too much. And I ordered like a load on there, and I actually sort of ordered it on the day it was due to arrive. And then the power supply came. I looked at it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Ran to my phone and cancelled my order quickly.
I remember when I put mine together, and the mains power supply to the motherboard, the 24-pin, whatever it was, I stuck that in, put everything together, switched it on, and I just had an similar kind of frying, no power situation, which is why I was putting a new power supply in. Nothing happened. No power, no life. It was dead as a doorknob. And I was like, oh fuck! What else have I broken? What else have I fucked up with this old power supply? So I was looking around, and I did the whole okay, breathe, count to 10, walk away, come back, and then just go through all the connections, see what you've. Oh yeah, I missed that one. It was like the 24-pin connector was split into two parts.
Yeah.
I guess for smaller ATX cases or something. So I put the missing. It was literally tucked behind the main cable, so I couldn't see it from the angle I was working in. So I plugged it in, switched on, and I just had this wave of relief. Just suddenly, like, oh, it's okay. And for about a month after that, I tentatively just switched the fucking thing on, and I was just waiting for it to die on me, because I was thinking something's going to go wrong.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like I had it downstairs, so like not hooked up to a TV when I replaced the power supply, because I was doing it on like the table in the front room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I fired it up, I banged a power cable in it. I thought, well, if I hear it post, that's a good sign. That means the motherboard's probably okay. So we can get on and move it upstairs. And it turned on, all the fans were up, drive wires up, there's no beep. And I'm sat there thinking, did I turn the beep off? Wow, sakes. I can't remember. So I lug it all upstairs, plug it all in, turn it on. Almost shit myself because I forgot to turn the PSU back on at the switch on the back. But I was like, oh, there's the bucket. Oh, wait, there we go. And it just booted up, and I was just like, ha 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 ha.
It's the same problem I have with my car, with walking away with the keyless locking. And I walk away from my car, and if I'm not paying attention enough to hear the beep, and I walk away, and I look back at my car, and sometimes it pulls the wing mirrors in. So when it's locked, it goes beep and pulls the wing mirrors in. And it's like you can look at it and go, it's locked. And sometimes I've hit the switch accidentally to keep them out. So I walk away and think, did I hear a beep, or was that someone else's? And I have to go back to my car, and I'm like, okay, open the car. No, it's locked. Okay, but no, I need to open it to shut the wing mirrors, put that back. And it's just a faff. Pisses me off. First world problems.
Yeah. It's like sort of that thing where you're like, I'm not sure if that's locked, and you press it again, and you're like, okay, that's definitely unlocked, so I lock it. Did that lock? I don't know. Press it. You just fucking just stand there locking and unlocking the stupid thing.
It's a stupid world we live in. It really is.
You should have a light on it or something.
Or a big sign going, I am locked. Anyway, so let's talk about gaming stuff rather than cars and building PCs. Although, guys, if you want to hear more about building PCs, we could do those videos. But we've never really delved into that because we're not experts.
We could talk to you about the time my friend advised another one of our friends
I know this story.
To cut off the CPU power supplies. His motherboard didn't need it, and the next one he got did. So he had to buy a new PSU as well.
To be fair, our friend we were referencing is extremely anal about cable management.
Oh God, yeah, Jesus Christ! Shall we name him?
Nah,
give him a shout out?
Nah, fuck him. Fuck him. He doesn't deserve the publicity.
Well, if we tell him he's got a shout out, he might listen. We might get 3 people.
Go on then.
It's Ben. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben. Well, that was good. Right. So on to gaming news then. What's to be talked about, Lee?
Well, I've tangentially sort of come across this. I have watched a Jim Sterling video on the subject, but apparently UK politicians, I beg your pardon, have actually pricked up their ears about the fucking loot box and said, yes, it is gambling.
Not quite.
Oh, okay. As I say, I was busy picking up shit while I was playing. So.
Yeah, no, the gist is correct. They are concerned by the impact that they have, and they're also extremely discourteous to the companies involved, such as EA and others, and 2K Games, people like that, for the sort of disingenuous 1984 style renaming of what the loot boxes are. The big thing about gambling is that, or from what I understand anyway so far, is that the reason loot boxes aren't considered gambling is because you can't cash them out. so you can't get a real world monetary profit from those purchases you've made. So normally you put money in, you get money out. So it is, to quote Jim Sterling, and to quote his quote that got quoted, the law is failing to keep up with technology. So the fact is that people are getting those virtual goods as a result of paying that real money, and therefore the output is still something of value, but they can't call it gambling. What they are doing is that they are putting forward basically the precursory attitudes. I don't know the exact term they used, but they're basically saying that until we can prove that it's not harmful, we should put some regulation around loot boxes, because from the evidence we've collected so far, it seems to have had some impact and damage to people's behaviours, and it is akin to gambling. So it is along the same lines, but not quite exactly defined as gambling by UK politicians.
See, that's interesting, because one of his arguments was always like, oh, don't compare it to like Panini stickers. And I was like listening to the video, and I actually commented and went, excuse me if I'm being stupid, but why not? And someone said, oh, it's because you can, you can sell your Panini stickers, but that seems to go against that.
Well, the thing is, you could sell your Panini stickers, but you couldn't just cash them in for the ones you got. You'd have to sell it. So that is another transaction rather than an expectation of you buying Panini stickers and then being able to cash them back in again.
Well, I suppose it depends what Panini sticker it was. If there was like a super rare, like Pokemon cards or something like that.
Well, you could get you could get quite a lot, but you couldn't go back to Panini and go, "Can I cash this one in, please?"
Yeah, I think it's fairly nebulous.
We're using lots of big words today. How splendiferous of our podcast.
Yes, we surely hope they don't get new mono ultra microscopic silica for caniconiosis. That'd be terrible.
Next thing we know, we'll be dealing with disestablishmentarianism, and it'll be all gone to shit.
We've hit the top 2. Our job is done.
We are clever. That was me clapping with my elbows. I think it's an interesting position now, because with the UK government agencies involved here, I think it's going to go along the lines. Well, the avenues I'm concerned about, if I just start on that point, is if we get to a point where they do regulate and say you can't do this. They're working with Peggy, not the lady, but the government agency.
The one from Heidi High.
No, the fact is they're working with PEGI to make sure. I mean, for example, FIFA is Peggy 3 age limit, but it needs all the extra parental controls around spending and basically buying things, the loot boxes and stuff in the game and the FIFA packs. So what they want to do is they want to move it to more of a age restricted element if it's got these kind of gambling problems as such. But what I think the problem you're actually going to find is that those game companies are going to go, well, let's not sell it in England then. We could end up with games not being released here because of the restrictions. Oh, we can't sell the game there because it won't make us any money. Or they will, if they put it up to an 18 or something because of gambling, then the company, if it's a smaller company and they're a bit stupid, they might go out of business because they're not making their money back. I mean, I know the argument of you don't need loot boxes to make money. I mean, the money involved in them is horrendously high. You quoted before the FIFA revenue streams, the microtransactions make up for $1.3 billion on a yearly basis.
Yeah, it's basically half of EA's income.
Yeah, the other half is from items, the actual unit sales. But if you have that position and you only have like England making a stand or the UK government making a stand saying this is not permitted on that game, they won't change it. They won't do a special UK version. They'll just go, well, we won't sell it there then.
Well, I don't think they have to do a special UK version. They just have to block access from the UK. So, to their loot pack stores and what have you.
It's possible, but what's easier? I mean, maybe they'll see it like, okay, well, people will be able to buy the game, but not create the players to make the game work against other people that can.
Dude, it's pretty easy. I mean, there's certain, like, if I try and go to an American network website, it won't let me on because I'm in England. I'm like, oh, cheers. I only wanted to have a look at
Yeah,
this show.
you can do that, but with a game like FIFA, which is intrinsically linked to those loot boxes, what's the point in having a game released in a country where you can't have the surprise mechanics to actually build the team and half of the content?
Well, I think it's easy enough to region lock it that it would be worth definitely delivering it on a digital platform. Maybe not physical, but digital is like we already got the fucking files. Have them.
Yeah, but I think you're missing the point. They won't get any money for, or they'll be arguing that, okay, well, the $60 game that we're going to be putting out, the people buying it will give it bad reviews because they're only getting 20% of the content, and therefore the review scores will be low, and therefore the game will do worse on Metacritic and stuff like that because people go, well, it doesn't work because I can't build a team. I used to be able to build a team, and now I can't. So they'll just cut and run. They'll just cut and run. Guarantee it.
You can buy Ultimate Team packs from earned in-game currency. It's just a lot slower.
Exactly, which will affect the review score.
Mm.
And therefore,
well, I don't know. If you think about it, it's like how many reviews have you heard going bloody loot boxes? Fuck off. I mean,
that's right.
Better reviews.
I mean, maybe FIFA might not be the best example, but in a game that suddenly gets told you can't sell that in the UK anymore, you get black market tradings going on for the digital copies people have, or you'll get people that will be badly reviewing those games. And I think it will. I'm not defending loot boxes in any way, shape, or form, just to make that clear. But I think we will see an impact if this goes further, which it undoubtedly will. But we'll see an impact on the sales of games, where they're actually produced. I mean, look at the whole DVD thing we had back in the sort of late 90s, early 2000s. And I think it probably still applies with the region locking. You know?
There's like 3 regions for Blu-ray now. It used to be universal, but now there's 3 regions.
So you had a number of films. I mean, I got a couple of Region Zero films, or even just getting a player that could play the American region to watch certain films that I wanted to see those extra few minutes of footage or whatever that wasn't going to be released in the UK. So I think we'll probably see a similar thing with the games, but I really think they've got to think very carefully about how they put forward a new game that has loot boxes in, that is tied into the progression of the game. I mean,
on PC, I'm not sure that's going to be tenable. Maybe on the consoles, because what you'll find generally on PC is you'll get a game with a disc. You put the disc in, and it'll go install Steam or Origin, and we'll download it for you.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Yeah, I don't think it'll necessarily be a thing to stop the game being bought, but if as a business, thinking business-wise, those companies might not want to risk the negative press for the game not being the full content as described, or working and the experience of the game being so good or bad, and being able to make money off something. If you can only claim that $60, you got that, great, but then as soon as somebody plays it and goes, oh, it doesn't do what I wanted it to do, where are all my teams, I can't build my team, I can't do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get a refund. So
yeah, I this is probably going to be an unpopular point of view from me.
Go for it.
But I think loot boxes do have their place in gaming, it just not in a $60 game. I mean, I remember when I first started playing Hearthstone years and years ago, I used to really enjoy getting new card packs and opening them up and trying to get those legendaries. But I mean, at the end of the day, you could break those down into dust, which you could then use to build cards. So you were still getting something, even if it was a pile of shit or, doubles or whatever that you already had.
And also, let's just quote something that I remember from Jim Sterling's video today, was the fact that EA in particular was quoted here, that they go after gamers who try to resell those bits and pieces from their games digitally. I mean, I know it's probably part of terms of service, but if they're moaning about, oh, we should be allowed to sell people stuff, and then go on about the sort of secondhand market, that's hypocritical a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't sell cards in Hearthstone either. So
no, but you could do something with them afterwards.
You could break them down, yeah, but you couldn't, like, if you had like 2 of like Alex Straza or something, you couldn't like trade it to another player or anything like that.
I mean, it's about time in this podcast I actually talk about Warframe, because we haven't yet. But there is a mechanic in Warframe that's very similar to a loot box, which is the way that they have these things called relics, void relics, and you would use one in a mission. You collect 10 things, 10 fragments in the mission that just drop from enemies, and then you can crack the relic and find out what's inside. And it's, a chance thing, you get something out of it. But you're not paying for the fucking things, it's just part of the game.
Sounds like those fucking engrams from Destiny.
It's very, very, very similar, but you actually know what items you can get from it. So you have like one rare, two medium rare, and three sort of common.
But that's not the items, that's the rarity of the potential items.
Yeah, but you will get one of that list of 6. So it is a loot box, but you're not paying for the privilege to open it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of cases where you can buy loot boxes or loot crates, not loot crates, because that's something else that's probably no longer around, but whatever. Where you can,
they went bust.
You just build up your fucking in-game money and buy it that way. Now, I mean, that's still feasible. I mean, I don't really like doing that because it feels like too much of a grind. That you should be able to be like, okay, if I'm working towards something, I want to know what I'm working towards is going to be worth it.
Well, yeah, look at some of the loot box or there's, I can't remember which game it was that did this, but there was a game which you purchased a loot box for the potential to basically get another loot drop. So it was like you would purchase the chance to get a random drop. So it was kind of trying to get out of the loot box mechanic, but you would buy the chance to play a mission type or have it active for a while in the game, and then that would be your way of being entitled to a loot box, and you'd have to grind while you had that active or something. I can't remember what it was, but it's I'm not quoting very well here today, but yeah, it's definitely something that I just saw that was like, that's just cheeky. Not even
Star Trek Online kind of has a loot box system as well. It drops like these boxes, and they're all shiny and gold, and you get them, and you get like fucking tons of them. So you're like, really good. And you try and open, you're like, oh, I need a key. How do I get the key? You need to buy the key with Zen. Now you can get Zen in game by basically mining and refining dilithium, and then trading that to another player to get Zen. But the Zen is bought from their overall sort of like store,
which is easier, quicker, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you just buy like a box of 10 keys or something if you want to open them.
Well, look at the probably underreported loot box mechanic company, which is Ubisoft, with Assassin's Creed, the later Assassin's Creeds, where you have that, what's it called, Hex, or there's a special kind of currency that you can't actually earn in game.
It's like DNA based, isn't it? Something like
Helix. Yeah, Helix points. So that's purely monetary. You gain that through buying Helix points. So if there's there's a shit ton of extra loot boxy type stuff and actual purchases you can make, but it's only through Helix points. You can't earn those through the game, as far as I'm aware. You might be able to now, but at the time of thinking, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most egregious thing, is where you can't actually earn it in game any other way but buying it.
Yeah, so it's instantly, you got to spend 3,000 to get everything in the game,
especially if it's random.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if it's like, okay, I really want that character, I'm gonna pay 5-10 quid for it, but I know I'm gonna get the character I want at the end of the day, so. Okay, then go on. Fucking hell, what am I doing?
I mean, my experience when I'm playing Warframe, because it has a lot of parallels, but without the price. So you can buy a lot of things in Warframe, pretty much everything you can buy. But for me, it's always been more fun to earn it. I'm playing the game, and it's just trying to grind to get the pieces to make the new Warframe or the new weapon, and for me, it's just the way I like to play Warframe. It's just grinding and collecting.
Fucking hell, mate. You've obviously never spent the entire day mining fucking Veldspar in order to get a fucking battlecruiser in Eve.
No, I haven't, because that's boring.
Yes, it is. That's the point.
So, but that's one of the parts I love about Warframe, which is when you, especially when you start playing anyway, because everything is just new around the corner every time you turn your head. But you're constantly gaining resources through the game. It's not the reason you play the missions; you just pick it up as you go. But you then come to a point where you're like, I need some more stuff, and it becomes a bit more focused, or I need to crack these relics, and that becomes a bit more focused. But the grind, yes, it's real. But as a casual veteran like me, I can't remember what I called myself in a recent video. Is it
Wanker?
no, was it a casual hardcore or something like that? I can't remember. But I'm one of those players just likes to log on, play, collect, earn stuff, and then jump off.
Casual hardcore, would that be softcore?
Yes, I'm a softcore Warframe player.
So just tits.
Yeah, just maybe smallest bit of nipple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely in that kind of vein. And I think you can draw the parallels, but as soon as you take the price away from it, it's not even an issue anymore.
Yeah, I was thinking of something really profound to say, and you distracted me by bringing porn into it.
It was probably about porn anyway, so yeah, this probably wasn't worth saying.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it is me. Yeah.
It is you. Yeah, you're right there. But yeah, so I think we've done that to death in terms of loot boxes, and it's one to watch anyway. It's what happens next. But I think it's gonna happen.
I mean, you do have. I mean, there are things that I don't mind paying for, in terms of gaming, like the DLCs for like The Witcher 3,
Spider-Man.
Like Ooh, that was very creepy, Spider-Man.
No, I just said Spider-Man.
No, you definitely echoed.
Oh, I didn't mean to. But yes, Spider-Man DLC, which I haven't bought, but I know you have, and quite happy with it.
Well, it's got a lot of content. It's not great, be fair, but it does give you new suits, and we all know we want the suits. But they've given us so many suits just for free anyway.
Mm.
So I mean, you've got like the two Far From Home suits.
Oh, that's cool. That's nice.
That's in there now, and they introduced the Fantastic Four paper bag on his head suit that I referenced in the review.
Yeah. Oh, you prophet, you!
I was best pleased. Still no fucking Venom suit.
Oh, random comic question, by the way.
Oh.
I was scanning through some comics at a shop near work, and I noticed a character. I'm aware of the name, but I'm not aware of who they are, etc. So, comic corner time. Lee, Blue Beetle.
Yes, Ted Cord or Jaime.
I don't know. See, this is why I'm going to ask you, because you know. So
was he a Spanish-looking dude?
No, I couldn't open the comic because it was sealed.
Yeah. So you've got Ted Cord, who was just basically kind of like a sub Batman. But Jaime, he's got like an alien power suit. He's the one from Infamous 2.
Okay.
It's quite an entertaining comic. I've not read a lot of it, except where he crosses over with other things that I have read.
Fair enough. Well, I might pick up a couple then. Never mind. Yeah, that was just a random. I can't be asked to ask you when I see you next, so I thought I'd catch you now. Right. There's another bit I wanted just to mention. Another story that I was listening to. I now and again dip into. Let's just set the scene. I now and again dip into Philip DeFranco's news show that he does a couple of times a week, and it caught my eye today because he was talking about PewDiePie, and PewDiePie has basically been given an award by YouTube for 100 million subscribers because he's the biggest single person on YouTube. He's had a race to that point with T-Series, the kind of Indian 17 videos a day Bollywood channel. I say a Bollywood channel, I think they just do lots of fucking content. There's a whole fucking team of a whole company pumping stuff out. But anyway, the real story was that he donated $50,000 to ADL, which is the I can't even say it now.
Defamation?
Yes, Anti-Defamation League. And the kind of controversy around it was the fact that they're the ones that initiated the adpocalypse on YouTube. They were part of the group behind removing the adverts from his channel, that his deal with Disney, and basically causing a lot of people to lose out from their advertisements on their videos, which has caused loads of people to move to Patreon and actually, try and maintain a lifestyle from YouTube. So there's always conspiracy theories about him, sort of bending the knee for this company who basically were out to destroy him in the first place. And I thought it's quite interesting because he is a gaming YouTuber, but I don't think I've actually watched any of his videos for about 3 years.
I've not seen many at all. I sort of, obviously I'd heard of him, so I thought I'd check him out. And he just seems to squawk a lot. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
No, he just has his voice kind of is a thing. He does a vlog thing really now. I don't think he touches games really much at all. He maybe dabbles now and again, but I don't know what he's really doing.
Well, didn't he get like his YouTube show cancelled because he made a Nazi reference or something?
Yeah, that's where it all started. And he's not really. I think he's trying to put a line under it and move on by doing this, but I don't quite know what to make of chucking some money at people who are nasty to you in the past.
He's fucking minted. Just disappear and live your life like a king, my friend.
Well, he lives in Brighton, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah.
Why the fuck does he live in Brighton if he's minted?
Because he's minted. Why wouldn't he?
I live on my own island with naked women everywhere.
Well, the guy probably still makes 7 figures a year, so I think it's one of his years was like 4 million.
Yeah, exactly. So if I had a year where I made 4 million, I'd just be like, "Well, fuck it, I'm not doing anything else now. That's done. I'm just going to sit in my own filth forever."
You burn through that like nobody's business, I know you.
No, well, I'm very cheap.
You'd have a Lego room. It wouldn't even be a man cave. It'd be a man like fucking condo, wouldn't it? If I ever made lots of serious money, I would definitely have like a cinema room.
Yeah, I would as well. In fact, I would probably franchise like a cinema place so I could have all the recent films, like the new releases, and just have like 3 seats in there, like a couch or something.
Well, I don't mind about the new releases. I would still I just have the kit inside. I'd have the comfy chairs, maybe now and again just bring in some catering to look after us all for an evening. That'd be nice.
Yeah, the trouble with me is that it's very rare I will actually sit and watch a movie and that's all I'm doing. Even if it's a movie I haven't seen, I will normally have that on while I'm doing something else as well.
But you're fucking minted. You're not really needing to do anything else.
No, I mean like watching porn or something.
You must be the only person I know that could watch a movie and porn at the same time.
Well, I can play games and watch movies at the same time.
The games you play, I wouldn't know which one the porn is.
True.
But yeah, I thought the whole PewDiePie thing was just an interesting sort of commentary piece. I don't really care for the guy as much for his content. I never really did, but I think I'm just the wrong demographic anyway. But he has done well, and he's not a complete fuckwit like fucking Logan Paul and that ilk. So
yeah, how the fuck is he shagging Daisy Johnson anyway? Jesus Christ.
Well, they either are or they aren't. It changes from time to time.
No, I'm pretty sure they are.
They might be. Who knows? I don't know. It's one of those things in life, mate. We can never understand.
I watched her music video. She's mine.
Yeah, I don't think life works like that, Lee.
It should.
One other point we could probably cover on the podcast, if not to ruin the videos we want to shoot on Saturday, would be about gaming kind of in general at this time of year. Because we've done a little video on this before, I think, but just to sort of bring it into commentary now, in that is that we're in a period of time where people are starting to ramp up for the winter blockbuster Christmas rush. But there's not a lot of fucking shit coming out at the moment, is there?
No, not really. I mean, shall we say what our following review is going to be?
No one will listen, so might as well.
Okay, so we're also sort of the review after Rebel Galaxy Outlaw will be the Dark Pictures Anthology Man of Medan, which is £25, which is one of the reasons I suggested it, because it is a fucking power supply.
I would have bought you the game if you were hard up, don't worry.
No, no, buy me Cyberpunk.
Not you're not having the same one I've bought.
No, I would just throw that lot in the bin and just play the game.
Exactly. That's why I wouldn't buy you it. Ungrateful sod.
No, I would sell it on eBay. There you go. That's a better way.
Oh, I bet loads of people will.
Yeah, you probably make twice your money. So
Yeah, but then I wouldn't have all the stuff. I like my tat. Anyway, you're distracting from the conversation.
I'm sorry.
So my point was that there isn't much coming out, and they have these kind of fits and starts through the year, and it's just business. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me sometimes why people don't try and get a good game out, that will hit home, be awesome, and people will continue to buy it, and the hype can last a few extra months if it's a good game, rather than
Yeah,
competing all at the same time.
no, I get it, but I mean, traditionally, people drop money at certain times of the year, don't they? It's like Christmas, that's the big one. So everybody saves up because they know they've got a lot of buyers coming in with a lot of money. Whereas, in a random August week, they might not. In fact, they probably won't because they're probably going on bloody holiday.
Yeah, there is that, but I mean, putting something out, I don't know. I mean, for me, the big games sort of coming that I'm aware of. I mean, you got Gears 5 if that's not out already.
It's out already because
yeah.
I'm trying to download it. Remember earlier in the podcast?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that game is now out at this sort of period. You've got Death Stranding, which is a weird game that's going to be interesting to play.
Apparently, 45 minutes of gameplay footage dropped on that today.
Yes, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I don't want to watch it as well. I want to kind of experience the weirdness. It's pissing mushrooms.
I don't really want to experience it at all, to be fair. I just looked at it and went, you know what? This looks like Metal Gear Survive with a baby and a ladder. No.
Signifying rebirth and trying again. But yeah, so that's another one that's kind of, going to be, and Borderlands 3, which is going to be kind of average, I would expect.
Apparently, they've been providing review copies in a really weird fucking way.
Yes, do you see that segue I pushed in there? Go for it.
So basically, they've been giving sort of access to these sort of demo accounts with Epic, where there's like a version of the game already on it. And apparently, it's sort of a sub beta level version of the game. Sub alpha. There you go. Whatever.
Yeah, I sometimes companies do things and you go, what the fuck are you playing at? Like, I can't see the logic. I can't see the position you put yourself in. You're stupid because it's not going to work.
Gearbox is run by Randy Pitchford.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandy Bitchford is how I'm going to call him from now on.
Yes, the girl that thinks a woman squirting is some sort of magic trick.
Yeah, because he's a magician and he likes it. He's such a prick.
To be fair, it probably is for him. He's probably never fucking got on a woman to orgasm in his entire life. He's like, what is that? I don't understand. Normally I come and go to sleep. What's going on?
Yeah, what is this black magic fuckery? Yeah, I mean, he's just one example of a general, in old days, like CEOs weren't really a known thing of companies, were they? I mean, you go, okay, this is a car made by Volvo. No one gives a shit who the CEO is. It's just the product. Is it a good one or not? But these days, especially in gaming and connected media and stuff, we seem to know a lot about the CEOs of these companies when they're doing shit because they get named all the time.
Well, I think a lot of it is it's like they're always these sort of self-styled geniuses. So you've got Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Randy Bitchford or Brandy Bitchford, whatever you want to call him. Is like, well, they know about Steve Jobs and they know about Bill Gates, and I'm a genius too.
Yeah, if he was surrounded by people in like primary school. But you got Bobby Kotick, sorry. He's somebody that just the stories around that whole situation of him declaring best profits ever, then sacking half his crew.
Yeah, he looks like he's sort of like Christina Aguilera. He looks like he'd be slightly sticky to touch.
Oh God, it's getting. We did quite well going this far without making those kind of references.
I stole that from Family Guy. Fuck off.
Well, now you've ruined it because it's not even your line.
No, I'm not going to take credit for Seth MacFarlane's genius.
And there's another CEO.
Was that the guy that did Spawn? I can't remember. No, it's Todd. It's Seth.
Yeah,
there you go.
Even I knew that. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, the CEOs of companies, and you got Sean Murray. What?
I accidentally turned up my headphones and you almost deafened me.
Well, that was stupid.
On purpose. It was an accident. I finished a pint of beer.
Again, your fault. But Sean Murray is another CEO that we know of.
No. I don't think he's a CEO. I think he was just like the.
Oh, is he not CEO? He's just creative director or something.
Yeah, something like that. Sorry, I'm trying to get more beer.
But Hello Games has only got like 13 people in it. Or used to.
So they probably like have like a week where they're CEO.
CEO of the month.
Yeah. To be fair, though, we can't criticize them too badly because that game is actually in a really good position right now, and they have implemented most of the features they did say were going to be in it, just kind of late,
and haven't made us pay extra to get them.
Yeah, exactly, because they could have done No Man's Sky next as a separate release. No fucker would have bought it, but they could have done it.
Yeah, and they made the right decision to gain that ground back. So I think people have probably got a bit more trust in them now. But they needed to do that to get there.
Oh, that is the only game we've ever re-reviewed.
Well, it's kind of, but is it really a re-review? Because it was a totally different game.
Yeah, true. It had the same name, but by the time we re-reviewed it, it had so much more. It was a much better proposition.
Yeah, I had some fun with it being a new game, but it was kind of like I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing anymore.
yeah, it was kind of like, well, I know I can get a ship that I can land on, so let's go and do that. Oh, I've done that. Okay.
Yeah, very strange game. And the hype train. I mean, we've been taught over the last few years about hype trains, but I still can't get off them. I really can't. It's really difficult.
You can't get off if you tried sticking a finger up your bum.
Yeah, that doesn't work either.
Oh, strange.
No, I mean, for me personally, like my current hype is still ongoing for the next big sort of release on Warframe because it's completely different and new, and I'm just worried it's going to be shit because I know what happens, but I'm so hyped for it. I want it now.
I'm going to fucking hang you out to dry here, Sunshine, because you told me earlier when I bumped into you in the smoking area that you weren't really hyped for any game anymore because we're so old.
Yeah, I'm not hyped for any game, but the release of Warframe is life. You don't understand. Totally different. No, but I'd stand by that point about games, new IPs coming out. But for the game I play, oh yeah, I am a tenno, don't worry, deep down. But certainly for games, new games coming out, like the Cyberpunk thing was a bit hypey to start with, and then I still want to be involved and play the game, but I don't feel like I'm going to drop everything and I have to play it as soon as it comes out.
No, I certainly don't get like I used to get. I mean, I used to take like, if I knew there was a game coming out I wanted to play, I'd take a week off. I'd be like,
exactly
there.
Exactly. And I don't feel like that for games at the moment because I don't feel like they're on our side anymore.
I'm not sure. I can't tell whether it's because we've been disappointed, because like there are good games coming out and have come out. It's just there's a lot of like fucking bullshit you got to wait.
Just noise. There's lots of noise.
But like, or whether we've just gotten older and we're like, oh god, that game's coming out, but it's 60 fucking quid. What the hell?
Oh, that's not a problem.
Not for you rich cunt.
I am not. I would not call myself rich, but I'm comfortable.
He's been to Europe twice in the last month.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's easy. It's just a quick flight over to Paris. It's fine.
A flight? I had to take an overnight ferry in the dog quarters in order to get there.
Yeah, but I mean, this is completely off topic, but it only cost me about just over £100 to fly.
Cost me less than that, but the good thing about being in like the pet quarters is you could piss wherever you wanted.
And I bet you did.
No, the other 3 people in our tiny cabin would have hated that.
But I think the games coming out and costing 60 quid and being a bit shit, yeah, that's one thing. But certainly for me, I feel like games need to be. I don't feel like we're sharing in the enjoyment of the thing that someone's created anymore, like it used to be back in the day. So when you got a new SNES game, it would be like, oh great, and then I've got my friends around and we play together, and it will create this story that we'll remember between ourselves playing the game, and we could talk about it, etc. We enjoy it, and we see the craft and the love that had gone into the game. Whereas now it's tipped towards the business end, and it's about, okay, well, here's something you're willing to pay for, so let's get that out and let's move on and forget about it. What's the new shiny thing over there? And there's no shared experience or shared enjoyment of the game, and that's one of the things that gravitates me towards Warframe, because the guys making Warframe fucking love Warframe. They love the community, they love the game itself, they love everything about it, and people want to get involved so much in the community in Warframe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of the time gaming can give you those memories. Like one of my fondest memories is one Christmas I had my mate Jason around. Name dropping all my mates today, so fuck you all. And basically we played Wing Commander 4, and I think he stayed to fucking like the early hours or something, and we just booted it through the entire game, Wing Commander 4. And I had the keyboard, so I was dealing with like weapon selection and target acquisition and all that, and he had the joystick, so he was doing the flying around shooting, and it was just such good fun. And now the sneaky fag, and because he's got asthma, he started coughing. I'm like, shut up, it's a sneaky fag, they're not supposed to know. Dad knows now, but yeah, it's my house now, bitch.
Well, it's like that time I got Keanu Reeves over, and we had a little snifter of whiskey, and then sat down and just played the pre-alpha version of Cyberpunk. It was great. It was breathtaking.
It's very good. You worked in breathtaking.
Of course, I am that good. But yeah, so I think this has been quite a cathartic podcast, don't you think?
Oh, my second pint. Is
exactly.
cathartic enough?
Yeah, it's fine. But I'd love to hear what everyone, or both of you listening, actually think about what we've said today, because it's been some really insightful deep shit, as well as
I'm
porn
definitely
references.
gonna get some shit out from Dad for fucking smoking in my bedroom. He's gonna go spare at me. It'd be funny. Hey Dad, if you're gonna spare at me, go spare in the comments. We can use some interaction.
Oh bless. He's going to tell you off for something you're doing in your own house.
Well, it's my house now. It was his house then. He'll retroactively kick my ass for it.
Well, I suppose it's his right, but I'm not going to give him any power over this, because it's no longer his house. He can't complain.
Yes, as Jennifer Connelly said, "You have no power over me."
Who do?
You do?
Oh Jesus, we need to stop this podcast before it gets too out of control.
Yes, I might change into my David Bowie pants.
Oh, by the way, very quick note, I watched Ranton's video of him eating the MRE. It was probably one of his funniest ones I've ever seen.
Oh, I saw that, but I haven't seen it yet because one of our switches fucked up and we lost internet for a while.
But it was just one particular moment, and the editing with the music and stuff was perfect, just perfectly done. Well done, Ranton. You will never hear this, but well done. And that was a very fun video.
Yeah, I used to watch, I still watch Mike J. Evans. He did a week on MREs, and he got the American one, but he didn't really understand that MRE stands for meal replacement. So he took that MRE and made it last the whole day, and then complained it wasn't enough food.
Yeah, but normally an MRE pack they divide it up, but it is actually for the entire day.
No, I just had like the one.
Yeah, but you normally get, in an MRE, you get like 2 or 3 meals, actual meals.
But it comes in like a pack like that, but you just get like the individual packs for the meals. So you'll get one that's like A breakfast with some fucking coffee and some jam and a few snacky things, and then next one would be because like they've got to be like really high calorie because they're
Yeah.
out on maneuvers and shit.
Yep.
But you just had the one.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people opening up MRE boxes, they've got like chili in one packet, curry chicken in another. Then you've got the sort of heating bag shit. Then you got like crackers and mints and coffee and tea. And there's one guy that opens up really old ones, and they came with cigarettes.
Nice.
And then he smokes the cigarettes that are like 60 years old, and he actually prefers them to modern.
Oh. Yeah, but aren't they like, mank?
Well, no, well, some are because of how long it's been sat in there, but most of the time they're wrapped and preserved. So, like wrapped in plastic or something if they're like from the 70s. I think it's Steve MRE or something like that.
Steve MRE. I bet that's not his real name.
No, it's not. It's quite an interesting little channel, and when you see the really old stuff and some of it's still viable to eat, and he does eat some of it that's like 60 years old.
So he does Ashens, basically.
Well, he does, but he does it from a collector point of view because the stuff that he gets out of them, he donates to local museums for like display.
Well, like botulism.
Yeah, but there's some things he'll try. Maybe there's like two packs of chewing gum or something. So he'll try one of them, and then he'll keep the other one that's a better looking one and give that to the museum. But he always smokes the cigarettes, never gives those.
How many museums have you seen where they've just got like random edibles from like 1930?
Maybe one or two.
Just like juicy fruit.
Yeah. Well, it's a very strange. I love watching that kind of shit because it's the stuff that I'll never get to experience unless I go on a big old hunt for it.
What, you've never had juicy fruit?
Not juicy fruit. The fucking MREs, you dickhead.
Yeah, we don't. You have to order them in like and pay super postage to get shit like that.
I imagine, and you get underwhelmed by the fact it's not actually that nice. Anyway,
yeah, well, I imagine it's probably like nicer than like £1 ready meals from Asda. But yeah, I wouldn't expect to get your head blown away. You probably pay like fucking 60 quid for it. So it'd be like, yeah, I'm not getting my money's worth here.
Yeah, but I'd suggest we tie a knot in this podcast before we literally go down the fucking internet fucking rabbit hole, and say the usual sign off of please like and subscribe to the channel and like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget we have videos out every Wednesday and Saturday.
And I will be putting together a GoFundMe page for my medical expenses once Dad hears this.
And I ain't paying none of it.
No, indeed. I used to like my legs.
Well, maybe you can rip them off and put them in a cabinet for you.
No, he's going to rip them off and beat me to death with them. One in each hand. But
if he doesn't film it, I'll be very annoyed. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you again soon.
Take it easy, guys.
Okay, love you. Bye bye. And that's again not to Lee, but to you.
Oh.